Hello, hello. Hey, Alexia. How are you doing today?
Hey, Foster, I'm doing just fine. What about you?
I'm doing well. It is bright and early in the morning, as we sometimes say in English. Top of the morning to you. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but you never say that.
I never say that. I think that's more of a British expression, but I'm just saying good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, so today we are talking about travel. And we've already talked about like hotels, Airbnbs, the fun part of travel. But today we're talking about the not so fun part of travel.
Yes, not so fun part of travel. That means that everyone gets super anxious about it.
Yeah. So in general, we're talking about the bureaucratic part of travel, the immigration, dealing with security, going to airports and, getting taxis, that kind of thing.
Yes, and especially going through costumes.
Costumes?
No,
Customs.
Customs. Costume is fantasia, and customs is the imigração,
Exactly.
the federal police department.
So let's just focus on that pronunciation real quick. Customs.
Customs,
Como é que fala isso em português?
imigração.
Yeah. And then costume.
Costume, fantasia.
Yeah, actually quite different if you think about it. Custom, costume.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alexia, just to give a little bit of context, you have had a lot of experiences with different immigration officials. I believe the 7th or 8th episode of Inglês no Rádio was about your experience in the Atlanta airport. And it's still one of our most popular episodes today.
Yes, people love some reality show, don't they?
Yes, people love drama and hearing about Brazilians being interrogated in airports. But today we don't want drama. Today we just want the fundamentals. So Alexia, as someone that has passed through this experience several times, what are like the basic things, the most important things that you need to know when you're traveling?
I would say how to understand what they are asking, because it won't be more than what's your name, what's your last name, where are you going to, where are you coming from, what are your plans about your travel, are you going to work, are you going to just on holidays,
Mm-hmm.
So know the basic things, and really, really practice before going to.
Yes.
Really, really practice. If there is a situation that I could practice a lot, it's that one. This will make your life so much easier.
Yeah. If there's a situation that you would recommend our students preparing for more than any other situation.
Yeah.
If you're going to travel, this is probably a situation where you are going to get anxious, where your English is just going to disappear. So it's better to prepare beforehand.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to know how to talk about yourself. That's why we always say, if you know how to present yourself, how to talk about yourself, what you do, everything will be easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I give you a couple of my personal tips?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm traveling to Brazil, in general, it's not as difficult for me to enter Brazil as an American compared to you as a Brazilian entering the U.S. Nowadays, who knows? But in the past, when I was traveling to Brazil, but I have a couple of tips.
You had a bad experience in England, in London.
Yes. Can I give you a couple of tips for my Portuguese, please?
Yes.
Okay. Tip number 1. When I was traveling to Brazil and I was a little bit nervous about my Portuguese, first, I always tried to speak to someone on the plane because the plane is full of Brazilians, and normally I'm sitting beside a Brazilian, and I can say, qual é seu nome? And they're like, Pedro. I'm like, where are you from, Pedro? And I'm from São Paulo. And then I can kind of practice my Portuguese a little bit. So when I arrive, I already have the experience of speaking with the native speaker. I feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tip number 2, on the plane, in the airport, before the airport, I'm always listening to Brazilian music, listening to podcasts in Portuguese, watching movies in Portuguese on the plane, just to get my brain transitioning into Brazilian mentality. Does that make sense?
Yes. I think when you are in the airplane, some people can sleep. I can't that much. So I am always watching movies and not using subtitles in English or anything, just to get my mind settled to English only.
Yeah, for sure. And another really important point that I just thought about, when we talked about misunderstandings, so if someone says something and you do not understand them, how to respond to that, those are super, super important. Those expressions, those phrases will be very useful because, like Alexia was saying, when you're going through immigration or talking to airport officials, there's usually not that many questions.
No.
It's like, what are you doing here?
And if they see like that you don't know how to answer, in their minds are like, this person is lying or she needs help and I'll send her to the room so she can get more detail about what she's doing here, and I need to get through my line because they have a huge line, so they just pass to the other official. They don't want to know about you anymore.
Yeah.
So if you know how to make it really fast and really full of information the way that they want, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. I am always super anxious about it because I'm so worried about the other person. Like, is it a nice person? Is it not a nice person?
They having a good day.
Yes. And it's, oh my goodness, it's so hard.
Yeah. It's a sad thing, but it is very true. Linguistic discrimination is a very, very real thing.
And not only that, in my case, it's a woman traveling all by herself, going to see her boyfriend in the United States. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, also, if your story fits a specific profile, but if you are very confident with your answers, I'm just imagining every time I go to Brazil, their response is almost always, você fala bem português? O seu português é muito bom. Onde você aprendeu? Ah, minha namorada. Ah, que legal, cara. And, all day they probably speak to Americans that speak no Portuguese. So when they have an American that speaks Portuguese, they think, oh, yeah, okay, this guy's cool in our country.
yeah.
And the same thing, if they see a Brazilian passport and someone is very prepared.
And this person is very polite, you gotta be polite.
Yeah.
They're doing their jobs. So, I mean, they are trying to keep you safe and keep the country safe. So.
Exactly. So I think the most important thing, the moral of the story today.
Know what you're gonna say. Practice before.
Yes. Prepare, make your scripts, listen to the repetitions, do that process again approximately 1,000 times, and you'll be good to go.
Yes, exactly.
And we all still have a little bit of time before we are going to travel internationally again, probably. But a vaccine is on the horizon.
Woohoo!
So you have time to practice. And I think that's it.
That's it.
Cool. We will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Alexia. As always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well. Bye.